One more look. We're gonna embrace the pivot.
That was our last look. Oh my gosh. We're in the Georgian Bay.
Talk about a small boat channel. Whoa.
Hi, we're Jen, Elliot, and Ollie. In 2019, we left the United States and backpacked through 11 countries, all before deciding to come back home and try something completely new, pivoting into boat life. Our current adventure is America's Great Loop, a 6,000-mile journey through small towns, big cities, and the wilderness from the eastern portion of the United States, through the Great Lakes and Canada, and down the Midwest rivers, all aboard our home on the water, Pivot. Make sure you subscribe as we share our journey through the highs, lows, and everything in between. Like, where are y'all going? Don't forget about me.
Good morning from the bottom of the Big Chute. Yesterday was such a day to remember.
Yeah, that was such a fun experience and something that's very memorable and unique to the Great Loop.
We are heading out today for our last day on the Trent-Severn Waterway, the historic waterway. And we're honestly sad to leave, but excited for what's next.
So we have a few errands, I guess, to take care of today. Some boat maintenance stuff like usual, and one more lock.
One more lock. Unfortunately, it's a tricky one because it's so small and there's a ton of current at the end of it. But you know, we've done 44 other ones, well, 43 technically, but
I'm sure we can manage and figure this one out too.
We'll do it.
Ollie. Ollie, what are you doing up there? Ollie, are you ready to go? You need your life jacket.
Bye, Trevor and Shannon. It was a pleasure meeting you guys the other day. Alright.
Ready for lines?
Yeah.
Got it.
Well, it don't come with a master plan, a grand design for how to make it pan out the way you want it to. Well, son, that's left up to you. It's a race of undetermined length that'll test your mind and test your strength, leave you feeling all alone, but always find a way.
This is good practice for the small boat channel that we're going to be going through in the Georgian Bay. Tight corners, rocks on both sides, perilous conditions. Will we survive? Just kidding. It's going to be nice and smooth.
And it don't last long. Always remember, it ain't something you can hold on, hold. Don't let it pass you by. Don't you be thinking you got it beat. It'll take the ground from under your feet. Just when you think you're doing alright, you find yourself on the floor, but like an open door, it presents opportunities that weren't there before. The question is, are you gonna take them and get up out that dirt? Well, be careful not to waste it while planning how to make it, 'cause it only comes once and it don't last long. Always remember, it ain't something you can put on hold.
I can see Port Severn just off in the distance and the last lock of the Trent-Severn Canal. The Pivot crew. It's very bittersweet. I've really enjoyed the Trent-Severn. We're hoping to tie off at the lock for a little bit so we can walk around, check it out before we continue our cruise. So let's prep the lines and get ready.
Hello?
The lockmaster, as we were coming in, told us to come in here to take a look, and we got a visitor's map of Beausoleil Island, which is part of the Georgian Bay Islands National Park here in Canada. So that's what we're heading to in a future vlog, so make sure you're subscribed to see that. This is the last lock, the lock at Port Severn, getting a sneak peek, which is something that is actually really fun to do coming through, because we're only coming through these locks once. And this one is one of the smallest locks, and you can just tell, like even coming out of this like thing, it's got to be what, like 24, I think it's like 23 feet wide or something, because Beluga, who's on the catamaran with a 23-foot beam or something, they have like 6 inches on each side of them coming through this. And yeah, so that'll be interesting to see. And then right out of here, the channel marker switch. So we're back on red right return, and there's a ton of current because the dam is literally right here, right next to the lock. So we're gonna come out of here and it's gonna push us all around. We're gonna have a great time.
Mayday, receive a report of a vessel hitting hard bottom with an injured crew member and approximately any vessel able to proceed and assist are requested to contact this station. Starting Coast Guard Radio, over.
Well, I think he's locked. You need to get your turn like farther so you can turn. Hey, Ollie. Yeah, thank you for your help. No problem. Now the other guy is coming in over there. Yeah. Awesome. Thank you, appreciate it. Oh.
Hey guys, what is your overall on this?
It's 34 and then we have... I guess we're going next. We barely fit with this other boat, so they're squeezing us in fast.
Starting Coast Guard.
Oh, Ollie, hey, girlfriend. Yeah. Come on. Okay.
I'm just gonna shut off. Okay, keep that nice and tight. sad.
Bye, Karen.
Bye, Ken, Elliot.
That was our last look. Oh my gosh. It's kind of sad. That was such a fun time. I feel like we should be doing it again because it was so much fun. It's like one of those rides at like at an amusement park that you just want to keep going on and on and on over and over and over again. Oh, that was fun. What'd you think, Ollie? Ollie, Trent-Severn, what'd you think? Good stuff. Okay, bye. Good job, Captain.
Thank you.
We're in the Georgian Bay!
We made it!
Woohoo!
Oh my god. Wow. Wow. I feel like so relieved. And I don't know why I feel that way, because I wasn't nervous doing the Trent-Severn. I just feel really good.
Feeling good.
Feeling good.
Like I should.
Coming out of the last lock, the route can kind of split. There's two different channels you can take to Midland and through the bay. And we've been like really debating which way to go. One goes through the potato channel and it's narrow. And if you have a big boat, like over 40 feet, you're not supposed to do it. Of course, pivot's 34 feet. Our boat will fit either. And I was like, which way do we go? One way is a little bit more open. But then we were talking to some of our subscribers, Calvin and Karen, who are from the area. They have a 34-foot boat as well. They say they only use this channel. They haven't used the other one. And said, you know, there's plenty of depth. And so we're doing the small one. Who knows? You know, it'll be good practice at least for the small boat channel in the Georgian Bay. Securite, 34-foot motor vessel pivot heading west, heading through Potato Island, heading concerned traffic, please report back. It's very delicate speaking into the mic because you don't want to like,
You don't
it just comes out. Yeah, you have mic mouth. When you talk too little, you can't hear them. And with some wind, you know, it's an art. But I haven't perfected, but I try my best. About a small boat channel. Whoa.
Good thing for some securities, huh?
So the thing about navigating these channels that are well marked is that you have to basically take a look at the markers ahead of you and the markers behind you and draw a line from the red to the red to the green to the green.
An imaginary line.
An imaginary line. And your boat needs to stay in that imaginary line. And sometimes it's hard when it's a little farther away. But here, that green and red is very close together, so we're just trying to go dead center. Wow. Oh my god, we're gonna have like weeks of this. This is gonna be awesome.
What do you think, Ollie, babe?
Oh.
Yeah, this is definitely like one boat only going through here.
And the thing that makes it extra challenging, which if you don't have a boat, it's hard to realize this. It's not like a car. You're steering on your boat, at least on our boat, it comes from our propeller pushing water across our rudder. And then we turn our rudder and we move. The side effect of that is when you're going really slow, you're not pushing that much water behind it. And so your steering is not very good. It's very much you have to steer a lot to move. And so it's like, that's what makes these small, tight, slow channels even harder because you're like constantly seeing, like if you start veering off, you have to turn the wheel a lot to go the other way. And it's just one of those things that we didn't know before we bought the boat, and it's one of the things we've had to learn and get accustomed to for Chateau Pivot.
We made it through Potato Channel. Yay! Without running on any rocks. That's always the goal.
Knock on wood. We got the whole Georgian Bay.
Yeah, knock on wood.
Knock on wood.
Our first stop in the Georgian Bay is Midland, just to stop for a little bit of boat errands. So we are getting a pump out and filling up on diesel. And the reason we're doing that here at the southern part of the Georgian Bay is because the Georgian Bay is very remote. And so we expect fuel prices would be a lot more expensive the further that we get into the Georgian Bay. You know, pump outs might be harder to find, might be few and far between, and so we just want a clean slate when we go into the Georgian Bay. Okay.
Good job, babe. How'd I do?
You did a great job.
I feel like we have finished grueling training, docking, and we're like in the prime of our docking career after doing so many locks over the past 2 months. It's incredible. It's awesome. One of the things that's different, this is our first fuel up in Canada, is that we're not doing it ourselves. So they said it was a safety issue. So we're just basically going in and double checking and doing like looking at the site glosses like every 50, 100 liters.
Just to make sure everything's good.
Yep, just to make sure everything's good. You want to know the damage, babe? Nope. Although Midland is not our final destination for today, since we picked up fuel across the harbor, we figured we might as well stop in if we can and walk around. I just called them on the phone and asked them, and they said there may be a spot for us to tie up, but we have to go all the way in this fairway to the very end and look for a slip from T1 to T9 with an orange thing on the end. So we're gonna do that and focus because it's very tight, and then unfortunately we're going to have to turn around if there's no room. So let's try it out.
There's all these like flags in front of the tees.
Unfortunately, that did not pan out. All of the slips were taken, all the transient ones, and basically this entire seawall right here, you're allowed to dock at. Actually, our friends from Blondie who are doing the loop, they just told us that this cruise ship came in today or yesterday and it's leaving tomorrow. So that whole wall would be transient spots, or not transient, but like day spots,
Temporary,
you know, temporary spots. And sometimes it just doesn't work out, but that's okay. You know, we're gonna embrace the pivot. That's what we're about. We're gonna come out of the harbor. We're gonna backtrack like, I guess 5 nautical miles. So not that far, like a half hour, 45 minutes. And that'll be our final spot for the day.
So we'll just have to visit Midland another time because this time just didn't work out.
You done yet?
That about wraps it up for you guys. We were staying at one of our subscribers' house tonight, so we didn't film anything here and anything this evening, but we had a lovely, lovely dinner. And
Thank you so much, Michael and Sean, for welcoming us to your home and allowing us to stay on your dock. It was very kind and very generous of you.
And tomorrow we have a beautiful day. It's going to be a beautiful day as we start the Georgian Bay, and we have a fun one, so make sure you guys should subscribe for that.
Thanks for watching. Now that we've finished locking through the 44 locks on the Trent-Severn Waterway, we wanted to share with you the locking resources that we have available on our website, including our blog post, How to Lock, where we go through the basics of locking, the gear that we use, and the differences between various sections of the locks on the Great Loop. We've also made a spreadsheet for every lock on the Great Loop, including their mile marker, phone numbers, and other details for all of you planners out there. Now, let's get back to the next region of the loop.
What direction am I going? West? Alright.
We made it through Potato Channel, right?
Yeah.
That's such a funny name.
It is kind of funny. I don't know why. Maybe it's shaped. Oh, it kind of. Well, it's not really shaped like a potato. I don't know.
Yeah. Our first stop in the Georgian Bay is. Wait, do I have food in my teeth?
No. Wow. Wow. It's very narrow leaving, and I didn't have our iPad plugged in, so it was dead. I'm like, gotta turn on gotta plug it in, gotta get out the power cord, gotta plug it in, gotta turn it back on, gotta load up the route. But we're good. Just another day.
Roger, I have that.